sería súper guay también estar mirando la pantalla. Tenéis también por aquí asientos libres con palomitas, cogedlas, levantaos, no seáis vergonzosos, que están para comerlas. Y bienvenidos al Barcelona Bitcoin Hub y al Barcelona Finance Hub, de nuevo, otro mes más, este mes de diciembre ya tocando las navidades, las festividades. Sé que todos ya estáis pensando en las cenas y en las comidas familiares, pero bueno, vamos a primero hablar un poco de minería de Bitcoin, ¿vale? Hoy por suerte tenemos unos sponsors súper majos, los de Munich International Mining, que los tendremos por aquí con su pequeño booth, por así decirlo, como si fuese una pequeña conferencia, y además podréis hablar con ellos y ver qué servicios ofrecen más tarde. Pero principalmente nos han ayudado a sponsorizar la película de Dirtycoin. Esta película es una película sobre minería de Bitcoin que lleva ya dando vueltas por el mundo un año y ha ganado varios premios en algunos festivales estos de cine. Y pues tenemos muchas ganas de traeroslo, así que espero que la disfrutéis. Y sin más dilación, vamos a empezar por cuál es el propósito del BH. No estamos aquí para hablar ni de precio, ni de trading, ni de cuál moneda comprar, y además estamos solo aquí para hablar sobre Bitcoin, nada más. Y antes de que continúe, ¿español o inglés? Anybody here need English? Doesn't speak Spanish? We have one hand. Anybody here doesn't speak English and needs Spanish? So can I speak English? Is it okay? Yeah? I'll keep going in English, I guess. So yeah, basically that. No cryptos, no trading, no bullshit, so to speak, just pure Bitcoin and education, and especially in the realm of economics, finance, and politics, and also philosophy, as we had last time. Andrés Carames, who's a big proponent of philosophical ideas in the libertarian space. And above all, yeah, what I already said, none of that, please. So if you want to do that, go somewhere else. If you want to talk about trading, go somewhere else. Thank you very much. The door is on the back of the room. That said, we have a YouTube channel that you can follow. We do these events every month, and you can take a look at the past events we have done. This event today, for example, is not going to be recorded. The movie is not going to be recorded because it's, let's say, a licensed movie, so we're not allowed to record it. And if you want to see it again, you will have to pay it online. I think they have a website. But otherwise, you can take a look at anything from Bitcoin treasury companies to Adrian Bernabeu and his book, to I'm also there, Loscu, my co-founder, is also there with some introductions. We also have Noster with Jordi, he's also co-founder here, and a bit more. So feel free to take a look at there and enjoy whichever presentations you like, or not. I don't care, I'm not going to control you. So just go there, see if you find anything of value. Apart from that, here you have the QR codes, the relevant QR codes, one for the YouTube channel and another one for Telegram. That's where everything happens. So if you are not sure where to find information about our monthly events, you can go to the Telegram group. So I see some phones going up. I'll give you a second. And I think everyone's done. Awesome. Then we will ask you please to turn your phones into silence mode, airplane mode, turn them off, throw them out the window, I don't care. Just have them not make noise, especially this time. It's closer to a movie and to a cinema than other times. And also, try not to speak, please, because we hear it very much, even though you think, oh, it's just very private, very quiet, you end up hearing it. And over on this door on the left or your right, you can go and there's a bar, you can have a drink, like a beer or a Nestea or whatever you like, and keep the conversation going. So like, you're not trapped here, right? You're not like hostages here. So feel free to at any point stand up and go keep the conversation going so that the rest of us can enjoy the movie. And apart from that, I think we have Nuria, which I don't know if she's going to present in Spanish or English. Okay, yes. En español? Perfecto.
Hello everyone. I'm going to speak in Spanish because it's pretty tiring at the time. Solo daros la bienvenida un día más, bienvenidos a los que es la primera vez que llegáis, bienvenidos de nuevo a los que lleváis varias ediciones aquí. Intento no aburriros mucho porque los que ya nos conocéis sabéis lo que hacemos aquí, cuál es el propósito, que si no os interesa el tema de trading y demás, este no es el sitio, pero yo os diría, si es el sitio, simplemente no es el espacio. Es decir, hay otros días, hay otras oportunidades, otros contextos en los que sí hablamos de trading, sí hablamos de cripto desde otras perspectivas, así que os invito a seguirnos por los varios canales que tenemos y asistir en aquellos espacios que más os encajen y más os gusten. Yo solo os voy a contar una novedad hoy, intentaré que siempre mis presentaciones tengan algún punto diferente, más allá de explicaros lo que ya os cuento siempre, y es que hemos lanzado un programa para emprendedores finance. Se llama Future Finance Lab, empezará en febrero y están las aplicaciones abiertas. Ahora os dejo un QR, pero esto es la página web y os cuento un poco de qué va este programa. Es decir, es un programa de pre-aceleración. Aquí buscamos emprendedores en fases pre-seed. No os pedimos ni que tengáis la startup constituida legalmente, si la tenéis, fantástico, pero no es un requisito. Y buscamos emprendedores que estén innovando en las verticales fintech, insurtech, legaltech o proptech, o que de alguna forma toque estas 4 verticales. Se trata de un programa de 3 meses, mayormente es formativo, equity cash free. Esto significa que no tiene coste para los emprendedores, ¿vale? Entonces, lo que haremos es preseleccionar a 15 proyectos que nos encajen, hay todo un formulario de solicitud, y preseleccionaremos a 15 donde los vamos a meter a lo que llamamos el bootcamp, que es esto que veis aquí, ¿vale? Durante 3 días, el 3, 4 y 5 de febrero, os vamos a encerrar durante el día, después os dejamos ir. Os vamos a encerrar en una sala de formación que tenemos unas plantas más abajo y vamos a impartir ciertas formaciones para conocer estos proyectos en persona, ver cómo se argumenta, ver cómo trabajáis, veis cómo, un poco cuál es vuestro proyecto y vamos a hacer, pues nada, 4 cápsulas a trabajar con vosotros. Vamos a traer ya algunos mentores de ecosistema para que les conozcáis, para que os conozcan a ellos vosotros también, y acabaremos el día 5, que es un jueves por la mañana, con un demo day. Entonces será una presentación en abierto, la haremos en este espacio donde estáis ahora, y ahí sí vamos a invitar a algunos inversores, mentores, personas del ecosistema para que nos ayuden a seleccionar de esos 15 proyectos preseleccionados. Acabaremos escogiendo a 8 o 10 que serán los que sí entrarán en el programa, que empezará a mediados de febrero, ¿vale? Y desde febrero contar 3 meses donde semanalmente o bisemanalmente, depende, habrá formaciones presenciales durante toda una mañana, con sesiones prácticas, y lo alternaremos con mentorías, de nuevo, completamente gratuitas para estos emprendedores, con mentores top del ecosistema. Estamos hablando de ex-emprendedores, directivos, directivas de compañía, proveedores, gente tecnológica. Al final buscamos mentores muy a medida para cada uno de los proyectos y os facilitamos los contactos con ellos, ¿vale? No hay un premio económico como tal, pero sí que hay 2 benefits importantes. El primero, las startups ganadoras de este programa pueden acceder a pitchear en el Future Finance Day, que es una jornada de innovación de más de 300 personas que hicimos ya el año pasado aquí en la bolsa. Este año lo haremos en otro edificio en el Poblenou. Es un fast track a pitchear delante de una audiencia relevante, ya con investors y con mentores muy dignos del ecosistema, y también un fast track a participar en el programa de aceleración de Ático, que se lanzará 2 meses después de este, ¿vale? Espero haberlo explicado un poco, mucha información, pero nada. Requisitos: contar con un MVP funcional. No os pedimos ni tan solo que tengáis métricas de mercados reales, simplemente un MVP que funcione. Al final es que aceleración, tiene que haber muy buen feeling. Eso sí, una persona full time o prácticamente full time dedicada a este proyecto, y lo que tenemos al final es compromiso de participar durante estos 3 meses. Oye, que tenemos unas formaciones y traemos a unos ponentes y a unos speakers chulos, que asistáis a las sesiones, ¿vale? Nada, un QR, igual lo tenéis todo en la página web, podéis consultar las bases, así que nada, si sois vosotros lo conocéis a quien le interese participar, pues bienvenidos, y ya está, os dejo con el documental. Gracias.
Un aplauso.
Switching back to English, thank you for your patience. Incredible opportunity. That's why we love working here with the team at Barcelona Finance Hub. And finishing it off, we just got a sweet little discount for all of you guys at the end of January, so next month. I know things are happening after Christmas, crazy. We're gonna have a Plan B forum in El Salvador, a bit far away, you know, just 10 hours in an airplane, whatever, no worries. But you get a 10% discount if you use BTC BCN Hub, which is like Barcelona well, they put it backwards anyway, whatever. Barcelona Bitcoin Hub, basically. So that's the website. You can go there if you want to get a ticket and you want to go visit the first Bitcoin country in the world and go to the conference that launched the Bitcoin country of the world, the first Bitcoin country of the world. Now you get a little 10% discount. I don't know if we're getting anything off of that, but we're just offering this to you guys, from the bottom of our hearts, so that you guys can enjoy this experience. I've already been there once and it was incredible, so definitely recommend it. If you're thinking, oh, what should I do end of January? Go skiing or go to El Salvador. Perhaps this year you go to El Salvador. Apart from that, this is today's agenda. We are already through the first point and getting started on the second point. And hopefully we also get to do the panel with Tommy. He's currently on the way from London, I believe. He had some trouble with his flights, so hopefully he can make it and he can tell us a bit more in depth about the things that we see in the movie, right? And afterwards, as usual, at 8:45, 15 minutes before 9, we will start kicking you all out. And usually we meet at the bottom and then go to a restaurant that is right across the street to have dinner all together. Whoever wants to stick around, right? Nobody's a hostage, you're always free to go. That's also true during the movie. So if during the movie you feel like, hey, it's getting boring, I don't care anymore, you can leave. Nobody's gonna throw stones at you. So hopefully you enjoy it. The movie is in English, but subtitled in Spanish. So I hope everyone here is okay with that. And I guess with that, we can start with the movie. 2 minutes to go to the bathroom, get some water, although most of you guys have water. Grab the popcorn at the front and get ready. We're gonna be starting the movie in 2 minutes. Thank you. Long movie, but now short panel. We promise. Everyone wants to go have some beers. Some people already stole a few from the bar. Good job. But now we have here Tommy. I'll let you quickly introduce yourself. Who you are, what you do, who do you represent? Wing the guys behind you, right? So.
Yeah, so my name's Tommy. I apologise for my British accent right now. I hope that you can understand what I'm actually saying. So we're Munich International Mining. We've been, long story short, we started as self-miners, and I like to think self-miners are like producers. Is anyone actually a miner here? A crypto miner? I have to specify. Any crypto miners in this room?
Only Bitcoin miners here. No, I guess me, but not really. I'm more in the industry, but that's some different topic.
But nobody currently owns any machines. Is that correct?
No. We see a shy hand. See another shy hand.
3, 4.
If you consider that bitax.
Yes, it works. So, Bitcoin miners we are producers, and producers, the whole idea of producers is to get it under the market price. So, again, we'll get more into it later, but we started as self-miners, and it's kind of a collective, as the documentary described as well, is access to cheap power. Emerging markets is the whole essence of the Dirtycoin is energy price, obviously dictates your profitability, but it's, we then went into hosting from self-mining because we wanted a collective to obviously get cheaper power if we scaled that further. So that's why we went from self-mining to hosting. Munich International Mining, we've been around 5 years now.
Tommy, can you explain us a little bit what hosting means and what it is? What is it?
Okay, so self-mining, you buy one machine, you plug that in, you connect that to the server, and you are mining Bitcoin, you are producing your own Bitcoin straight to your wallet. That's a self-miner. We'll go back to the start. So that is one miner. A hosting, if you are a hosting provider, you host several clients' machines because maybe they can't plug it into their home. You're not going to mine commercial rates in your house here in Europe, Barcelona,
Germany, like 14, 15 cents per kilowatt hour.
Germany is like 20, it's insane. From England, and you wouldn't do that. So Unless, obviously, you're a farmer, you have access to cheap power, that's a different thing. So, in that case, you buy your miner and you send it to a data center, a hosting provider, and they plug it into their network of cheap power, internet, and you are mining, and they maintain, repair, monitor your miner. But it is still your miner. We're just a service to look after your miner.
So in a way, it's like for people like us or Spanish people, we have shitty energy, or like good energy but very expensive. Let's put it that way, because hey, nice work, right? So that's something to be grateful for, right? But it's quite expensive. So instead of just mining here, you have data centers around the world, or and then we buy miners from you and then you host them for us, right? You manage them,
yeah.
Or how does it work? Do I have to buy the miner, get it home, and then send it to you guys, or what's the deal?
So the most, how many people do it now is we do sell ASIC miners, but that's not where we shine. Anyone can resell a miner, anyone can dropship a miner. That's basic stuff. But we excel in hosting the miner and maintaining it. So you can buy it through us, and we then deliver it to our data center. So most machines now, I'm sure everyone's heard of Bitmain, possibly if you research into Bitcoin mining, it's usually Bitmain, Canaan, Watts Miner. You've probably heard some of these brand names. So Bitmain is like the iPhone of the Bitcoin mining world. And then you have like Samsung, which is like the Canaans and the Watts miners. Still miners, but different variations. And like the iPhone, every year there's a new model, and it's like more shiny, more new, and it's like buy this new miner. But you don't always have to upgrade every year. I'll try to keep it that kind of straight. But so you can buy from us a Bitmain and miner model. We then put it in our data center, and yeah, you are hosting, you are mining through us, and it's your miner.
So where do you have data centers right now?
So right now we did a big focus on emerging markets, so places like Paraguay, Ethiopia, where energy prices was low, and also helped to fund their distribution lines, because as you saw in the documentary as well, they didn't have access to power. So what the government did was, instead of like investing into their own distribution lines, they brought Bitcoin miners to support the grid and reinvest that into maintaining the distribution lines. So we have Ethiopia. Finland is a district heating, so we actually resell the hot water from hydro machines back to Helsinki, and that's again towards the keeping it green Bitcoin, reusable energy. Also Germany with the solar panels, and recently Texas.
So it sounds like you're all over the place. So yeah, so people can just like come to you guys and be like, look, at home it's kind of shitty to mine. I was talking to one of our friends here, and he was saying the sound and the heat, right? If you plug in a miner at home, it's kind of shitty. Also the prices are kind of shitty, like very bad. So we can just contact people like you guys, and like you will take care of everything, and we're just like cloud mining to a certain degree, something like that.
So cloud,
and it's gone. Take this one. It's red.
Hello.
There you go.
Is it supposed to be red?
It needs low battery, but
Well,
I guess.
it's basically stop talking.
There you go.
Take that.
Right.
There you go.
All good.
Alright. This one's green, and it's louder. Oh shit. Okay, so cloud mining is a little bit different. I won't get into cloud mining because it's more of a secondary to basic mining. But cloud mining is something that you've probably heard about, but it's not cloud mining. So when you buy a miner, that's all your miner. So you buy one ASIC machine, and that's yours. And similar to what you said about mining at home, you can do that with like a BitAxe. I'm sure you've heard the stories of the solar miner winning 3 Bitcoin, and it's like 1 in, is it 20 billion?
Millions,
20
I don't know.
billion chance.
Incredible.
But it does happen. It's happened twice in the last 2-3 years, which is crazy. I mean, even I have a BitAxe miner just mined at home. It's just like some
Just in case.
hobby. Yeah, just yes, it is what it is. But the thing with like home miners and mining at scale, so and cloud mining fits into the hobbyist miner of the home miner, because it's not, in my non-financial advice, is if you are just wanting to stick to home miners and BitAxes, I would just buy Bitcoin, because there's also the argument of why, like, what's the difference between buying Bitcoin and mining Bitcoin? And that's the most common argument that anyone coming into the industry has. That's the first question. Why don't I just buy Bitcoin?
What is the difference?
Okay.
Hey, you dig your own hole, man.
Yeah, that's fine. I've done it. All right, so you have the guy that comes in and buys one Bitcoin. I don't know, dollar cost average every month, $200. The best way to think about mining is, it's a heavier input. Your average miner is $3,000 to $4,000, and then you have your energy cost. But if you have the liquidity, so I need a diagram. I need to draw it out. So
you mean like one is just buy and done, and the other one is more like an investment, right?
Yeah, I mean, miners are the biggest supporters of Bitcoin because they're invested in the network itself. But the buyer, like our buying, I got into Bitcoin by buying, not mining. And it's rare that you have someone that just went straight into mining without first testing the waters on an exchange. So there's three reasons why you would mine and not buy. The first reason is obviously the KYC. It's decentralized. There's no sender when you mine Bitcoin. It's only one receiving address. There's also the transaction fees. So when you get a wallet, you put money onto that wallet. There's transaction fees in that. You buy, you exchange, you stake, you trade, you withdraw. Everything is leaving a trace of your identity. And also there's transaction fees. So the best idea to kind of put it across is when you mine Bitcoin, it's completely anonymous. You just have a receiver address, which is your wallet, and then wherever that goes after that is your choice. So that's the decentralization aspect of mining to buying. And also the energy costs, is best to look at that as if your transaction fees of acquiring that Bitcoin, which is why you accumulate more Bitcoin over time. And when people compare the argument of why buy and not mine, is people see their ROI in dollars. It's not. The ROI is accumulation of Bitcoin over time. So the guy that's bought that one Bitcoin and the guy that bought the miner, if you can have the liquidity to pay your energy bills and pay your miners in fiat, then that is your accumulation of Bitcoin. And
so it sounds like an ASIC is almost like your exchange. Instead of going to Coinbase, you're going to the actual Coinbase. Instead of going to Binance, you burn fiat on the electricity bill and you get Bitcoin, no KYC Bitcoin on the other side.
Yeah, so it's you're producing, as I said, we are producers of Bitcoin. So you are producing your own Bitcoin that's unstained by AML, that's not corrupted.
So last question from me, then we'll open it up for some questions from the public. What is one crazy story from your days mining Bitcoin, setting up data centers? What's some crazy story you can tell us? No NDAs. You don't need to break it.
Every time an NDA. But as I said, we're focused on emerging markets, so places that have never seen, some places that have never seen power, like Paraguay and Ethiopia. I'd say Paraguay is the most interesting, and we do have a few podcasts. They are in German, but we did do a recent podcast in English, so check the website and you'll probably see that released soon. But in Paraguay, there was a huge mess of corruption, basically, where they would, you have the West and the East side. The West is the government and the East side is the cartel, and they're always fighting each other. So Paraguay is a crazy place to be involved in, but there was, people would go just steal power from other villages, just take the distribution line and just cut it and be like, this is mine now. And it'd just be like a whole village offline. But I mean, it's...
Because of Bitcoin mining?
Yeah, I mean, once you monetize power, obviously corruption is in that as well. We're not all naive to think that if you can, I mean, power has always been monetized, but now it's easier and more accessible than it was before. You don't have to be a power company now. You can be a Bitcoin miner. So yeah, it's Paraguay was interesting, I should say.
So Paraguay is not just the beautiful images that they show us in the documentary, right?
No, I mean, yes and no. Everything has two sides of the coin, of course. So, but as I said, we do have a podcast coming in English of our experience. We already have it in German, but does anyone speak German here? German speakers?
I do.
Free, come on.
Yeah, there you go. A couple of German speakers.
A couple of German speakers, there we go.
Awesome.
So
Then I guess
I can send that podcast through our website.
I guess from my end, that's the questions. So I'll open it up to the audience. Anyone have any questions for Tommy here? Oh, I see 1, 2 hands. Okay, let's go ahead. 1 sec, Tommy. English?
Hey, so the documentary was very good. I wanted to ask you, I think I guessed the answer, but is it viable or profitable to mine through solar, some way to optimize solar for mining, or is just not possible?
Solar panels?
Yeah, solar panels, yeah. Imagine you have a giant desert and you can put 1 square kilometer of solar panels. Would it make any sense, economically speaking, or not?
Yeah, so we actually do a project in Germany with the solar panels. So 20 years ago, the government made a massive incentive that the farmers, they would buy the solar, if they built solar farms, they paid for the capex. They would buy that from them for 20 cents a kilowatt hour, which 20 years ago is insane. Those contracts now ended this year and last year. So what we do is we actually go to these farms, we do a, because we have a license to basically see if this can be turned into Bitcoin mining. And it's going well. It is still, the problem with solar is obviously the downtime, so it depends on the efficiency of the machines that you choose. So if it's cheaper power, it's better to use older machines like the S19s, which are still quite efficient because you have a larger amount of hash rate. But again, it depends on the power costs that you get in that solar for as well. But the uptime, of course, is the next problem.
Awesome. We got another question over here.
Hello. I wanted to know how many, do you have different type of miners or machines to invest into? And what is their lifetime once you invest into 1 or 2 or 5 or whatever?
Yeah, so thank you. That's a good question. I was going to say this. So when you buy a new generation miner, say like the S23s that are just coming out now, I always compare it to iPhones because it's the best way, because literally every year they're bringing out new machines. So average around, depending on the power cost as well. So if you're in the 5, 6, 7, 8 cents range and you get a new gen miner, you want to be upgrading that between 3 and 5 years, depending on the maintenance of that machine as well. So your ROI, we're no longer at the 6 months ROI that we saw the golden age of Bitcoin mining, but right now you're looking at around 1.5 to 2 years ROI on your Bitcoin miner. Your efficiency is between 3 and 5, and this is why I said Bitcoin mining is only interesting at scale. If you're just in it for one miner, I would just buy Bitcoin essentially. But yeah, it's 3 to 5 years efficiency. The hydro models, because you have air, hydro, and immersion cooling, so that's also to factor into the maintenance. Hydro tend to be more efficient longer, harder to maintain, so they're more expensive in the power cost. So this is why you find that balance. But if you come to us, we can help dictate that and where's the best option for you, where do you want to go? Because we have different data centers, because it also goes on your risk appetite. So there's areas you can mine, which are maybe a bit more risky, like the emerging markets. Obviously Texas is quite stable. We've mined in Kuwait, in Africa. I mean, yeah, we've been around the world, not made mistakes, but the experience and lessons learned has really solidified like where to go next. So we can help you advise. We can help advise you on that as well.
Awesome. So do we have any last question? I see a hand, and that will be it, and then I'll close it out.
Hello, as a person from the mining industry, how do you see the future of Bitcoin mining after 2 or 3 halvings?
So after eventually what I can see is, I mean, once all the Bitcoin has been mined, the next frontier is going to be the transaction fees. That's where it's going to get brutal, and the AML on that coins as well. Because what AML isn't so much of a thing right now, but I can see it's becoming more of a concern, as in how corrupt is your Bitcoin. So miners that are producing their own Bitcoin are keeping now hodling this fresh, 0% AML. It's just been received to one address. It's not been stained, it's not corrupted. And how I see the future after, I mean, we'll all be dead by then anyway, after all the Bitcoin's been mined, but for the next, at least for the next 2 to 3 years, it's still very profitable. You have AI and HPC coming in, which yet is like 10x revenue, but who knows where that's going to go. And again, it's the main thing is that Bitcoin mining, I can still say for the next 5-10 years at least, is still the way to go. And it also depends on your stance on Bitcoin price itself. But as a miner, it costs us around 60k to produce 1 Bitcoin, and the market price right now is
80, 90k or something?
It's 91, yeah, something like that.
It's 91,275, give or take,
Exactly
right?
that. There you go.
All right.
So the production cost is still lower than buying Bitcoin, which is always the main thing. So yeah, I hope that helps.
Awesome. Give it up for Tommy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've got some flyers here as well.
Yes. So right now you're going to be able to find Tommy to talk more about Munich International Mining and also Bitcoin mining over here on the left side. You will also find Evelyn, who's accompanying him today or tonight, I guess. And thank you very much, everyone. We're going to now open up to networking. You have beers down to the left. You can talk to the nice people over here. And at 8:45, we will start kicking you guys out and we will collect ourselves downstairs to go have dinner together. Así que, thank you very much and have a nice evening, I guess.